Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever training for Christian Women Entrepreneur Academy. And today we're going to be covering the Content Curator Roadmap. So I'm going to wait just a moment to see if anybody joins. And then we will dig right in. So the goal of today is to go from being empty-handed when it comes to content and having to rack your brain for ideas for blog posts, for speaking engagements, for things you can post on your business Facebook page or in your group, to having so many options that it's just a matter of honing your message to whatever your specific situation is and your target audience. So that being said, I think it's always important to step back and take a look at the big picture, the overall context of where we're at with the training. And so, as I had mentioned, 3 times a week we're going to be doing these trainings, and we're going to be looking at the Calibrate, which is really the foundational part of building your business. The creation section on Wednesdays, so we're going to be talking about all the fun creation kind of stuff. And then we're going to be talking on Fridays, that's today, about cultivating. So this is really about growing your business once you've already, have your systems for marketing set up and humming along well. So here we are at the Cultivate section, and today we're in the Content Curator. And if you have any questions as we're going, just post them in the live feed. If you are watching this on the replay, you can either message me or just post your question in the comments and I'll try to get them answered. So if anybody, I see one person's on, can we just make sure, can you see my screen? If you would let me know, I'd sure appreciate it. I've never done a live where I'm doing a screen share. Well, we're going to keep going because I'm not sure if they can or not. But if for any reason you can't see my screen, definitely let me know. Okay, Jennifer says, yes, I can. Perfect. Okay, so why is it important to have a strategy for creating a content roadmap? Well, it's important because content is the foundation of educating your ideal clients, your target market, on what you do best. And if you're like 90% of businesses out there, or even more, it's important to have some level of education. So people, it's not like you're selling a toothbrush, right? People need to be educated on what it is you offer and why it matters to them. So that's why we create a content roadmap, is so that you know what questions your target market is asking, so that you can create content that directly answers those questions. You're not guessing what people want. So today we're going to dig into this roadmap, and if anybody wants me to, message me in the comments and I will share this Google spreadsheet with you. I'll just send you the link. You can copy it and make it your own. So let's take a look at this really quickly. So at the top of the spreadsheet, I have my products and services. Now everybody's is obviously going to be different. For me, I've broken mine out so it matches my signature solution, okay, my roadmap here. And so I help people find spiritual gifts, create a business plan, know what metrics they should be following, identifying their customers and doing market research, creating messaging, creating offers, building funnels, actually doing the advertising and marketing and knowing how to set all that up. I help clients with processes, automations, and scaling. So I help them with all of those different aspects, and so what I've done here is listed all those out, and then I've used specific tools to fill in the spreadsheet. So let's talk about those tools a little bit so that you guys can also use them to create a similar roadmap. All right, so the tools I have are down here. So I have everything from Quora to Amazon, Answer the Republic, SEMrush, Solve, Neil Patel, Google AdWords, SpyFu, and then Facebook groups are one of my favorite. So let's take a look at each of these. And what I try to do is look through the members of the group and kind of see what you guys do. And then that kind of allowed me to do some specific searches using these tools. So let's dig in here. So the first thing we want to do is we're trying to find questions people are asking in relation to the services or products that you provide, so that you know when you're building out your blog, or you're posting in your Facebook group or your Facebook page, or Instagram or anything else like that, you are answering questions that are actually in the market that your ideal clients are asking. So let's look at Quora. So let's say you help people with their business. So whether you're a business coach, you're a life coach that also helps with business, you are somebody who helps people with their tech, you're a virtual assistant, this really can apply to anybody. Okay, so I just typed up here, I went to Quora.com, typed in here, help with my business. And Quora is one of the most used search engines for finding your answer to a question. So this is super powerful stuff here, guys. Literally, this can change your business when you start using these types of tools to grow your content, because not only is it going to help you answer questions and educate your ideal clients, but if you start actually building out blog articles and stuff like that, you're going to start ranking organically for these types of questions, which of course is very powerful. So I just typed in help with my business, and I started to see all these questions. How does blogging help? How is design going to help me reach my business goals? How can I hire somebody, or can somebody help me hire someone in my business to do my business plan? How can I grow my business? Who can help me with a business plan? So like if I'm a virtual assistant or if I am a business coach, I'm looking at this thinking, oh yeah, there's a lot of things about business plans in here. I can make sure to answer and address those. A business counselor, help me with my business. And so you can go through here and you can take these, and then once you find the answer to these questions, you can take them to, let's go over to Google Keyword Planner. So this is adwords.google.com, Keyword Planner, and you can type in some of those search terms and actually see search volume for certain geographic areas. I have it set to the US. The other thing that you can use Google AdWords for is to get ideas for keywords that people are searching for, and again, just get ideas for the types of searches people are doing. So I put in virtual assistant here, and down here is listed, services, companies, virtual secretary. So that's interesting. Like that might be something that you create a page about being a virtual secretary. Hello, Tasha. Good to see you, my friend. So you'll get a really good idea of all of these different keywords that people are using. Now in the keywords, I like to add those down here to the search terms, because that's going to give you an idea. Okay, if I'm answering a question about, why does a business need a virtual assistant? Like say that's a question that people ask, and then you see that there's a really high volume of search terms. So we can go up here and like search by average monthly searches. And so we can see here virtual assistant, administrative assistant, personal assistant. Those are actually more. So maybe we try to rank well for those ones in relation to this question that we're answering. And then you kind of can knock out two birds with one stone, so to speak. So you put the search terms in here. So we have the questions people are asking about your product or service. And again, you can use Quora is a really great place to put in, what the primary problem is that you solve, and then see what questions people are asking about that. Put the questions in here, go to Google AdWords Keyword Planner, do some quick searches for the volume, and then you can also start to prioritize your questions in relation to the search volume. So if you find that certain questions are searched for more than others, then you'll want to put those towards the top as they become a higher priority for your business to address. So let's look at some of these other tools. This is one of my favorite ones. So let's say that you are a personal trainer or somebody who helps people get in shape in one way or another, whether it's online coaching or you actually do have a local shop where you do personal training. Hi, Lauren. I'm doing a lot of stuff about virtual assistants in here, so if you're just joining, you might have to go back and watch the beginning, but I'll try to keep up with the virtual assistant ideas here. So this is Answer the Republic, and it's really funny. It's got this hilarious guy. Can you guys see this dude? All right, so he like stands there and waits for you to ask a question. So I'm going to put in here, he's the seeker. You put in your keyword and he'll suggest content ideas. So I'm going to put in best workouts. Let's see what people are saying. Get questions. And it's thinking, it's thinking. My computer's probably going to run super slow because I'm doing a live. Okay, so there is best workout. So it goes through all of these: which, will, why, can, where, when, how, who, and then it lists out keywords or topics for each one of these. So you can actually go through this and go through the same process. So what's the best workout DVD? What's the best workout to get abs? So I mean, there's just so much. Like you could fill out your entire content roadmap just from this, right? That's pretty awesome. Do you guys like that? You've used that dude before. Awesome, Tasha. Yeah, it works really good. So then the cool thing is you can take that back to the AdWords keyword planner and again, put in some of those questions and look at the search volume and then prioritize your time in writing content that addresses, the most search for questions. So Jennifer, I'm glad you think that's cool. I think it's really cool, but I'm a little bit of a geek, so, all right, another one is solve. And so you put in any keyword that you want. So I put in here life coaching. And not only does it give you all of these different topics related to life coaching, but then depending on where it is, this is Yahoo, this is Amazon, this is Bing, YouTube, Wikipedia, answers.com, Overstock if you're looking for actual physical products. So you can actually click on any of these. So let's say, oh, I want to go to, get a life coaching book. So, or I want to see what life coaching books are out there. That's another really awesome thing that you can do. So let's click on that, life coaching books. All right. So, all right. Wow, that's not very nice. Okay. So a lot of these are like how to become a coach. But let's see. We can look at ones that have quite a few reviews. So let's click on this one. And the goal of what we're doing here is we want to go down to the reviews section. And we want to look at what people really liked about this book and what they didn't, because that will also give us ideas for creating content. So if you look at the 1-star reviews, we can see if they didn't list coaching questions. I'm not really sure. Questions were shallow. Let's see. I'm not sure what that means, but a lot of times in these 1-star reviews, they'll say, I wish the book would have covered X topic or Y topic. And then you can go to the 5-star reviews. So we're kind of looking at the highest and the lowest. And this is really for coaches trying to polish up their skills, but the concept here is still the same. You can look at, or if you're somebody who helps coaches, I guess this would be another great option. So you can see what they liked about it and the things that really were a benefit to them. You can add those to your content roadmap. So for those just joining, I'll just do a quick recap. This spreadsheet here, it just lists out your products and services, like what do you do? How do you help people? And then you go through this process, and I've listed down here in the tools section all of the links that I am using today. So if you guys, again, if you want this spreadsheet, just let me know in the comments and I will send you this spreadsheet including these tools so you can just click on them and do your own research. So we put in the questions, we put in the search terms that you're actually getting from the keyword planner. Let's see what else we've got this guy, the Answer Republic. Okay, SEMrush is another one. This is, I think, really great for doing some competitive research. So let's say that I'm doing a life coach example here too, but we could also do virtual assistant. Why don't we do that since we've got Lauren on the line here. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at your competitors, because your competitors, obviously, especially ones that are advertising, are probably doing fairly well to be able to afford that. And so we're going to look at their sites and look at the top questions they're answering. And then we can also just piggyback off of that and create your own content based on what they're doing. So, there's nothing new under the sun. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. So to use two cliches in one sentence, you might as well take a look at what other people are doing and do it even better. So you can go through these ads and click on them. You can actually, I have a place in the roadmap down here under the competitor section. You can put their website, you can put their messaging, so you can say like what their value proposition is, what how they're positioning themselves, and then you can also put their ads. So you can either link to it or actually put their ad in here. I also highly recommend that you start to create a swipe file of your competitors. So I use Evernote. So you just go up here to Evernote anytime I want and save, like if I click on an ad in Facebook I really like, I can just save the full page in Evernote. It's another tool I think is pretty cool. So where were we at? I lost it. Virtual assistant, here we go. All right, so we can look at organic search results, find competitors that way. We can look at ads. We can look at search terms in relation to virtual assistant. So there's a lot of things that you can do there for competitor research. You can also use SpyFu. I think I'm at my limit on SpyFu, so it probably won't let me do a search, but we can always try. So you would put your competitor in here and it would literally list out all of the ads that they're running, what their budget is. I mean, so much information you can find out about your competitors to create content that way as well. And then near and dear to my heart, of course, is using Facebook groups. So if you're, if you're a life coach, if you're a virtual assistant, if you're a physical therapist, if you're even a chiropractor, I mean, there's groups all over the place that are specific for your industry. So join those groups, and then you can actually do searches. So let me just pull up my Facebook here, and I'll show you an example of how this can work. So I am part of, let's just say we'll just use the CWIN group, and if you're not part of it, you should join it. It's an awesome group. So I'm in here in the CWIN group. Let's say I want to figure out what kind of questions people are asking. So I go over here to this search, and I just type in, how do I? Okay. And so, hey, Lauren, there you are. And so there's all these questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? You can type in any kind of, thing here that would be like, which something or other, any kind of words that indicate somebody's asking a question. Just type that in and then go through all of these different posts and see what people are asking questions about, okay? I don't know if they do like Boolean in here. We can maybe try to see if it will be more specific if we put quotes around it. It doesn't. So you'll have to just read through it. But that's a great way to also find out questions people are asking related to your industry or niche, and then you can just categorize them where it needs to go in your roadmap. All right, lastly, another kind of competitive research option that you can do is to go into Facebook audience insights, okay? So if you have Facebook, you can open up like a business account and you can use audience insights. Let me know if you need help with that. And you can go in here and you can do a search. So I did a search for life coaching. You can put anything you want in here. Any type of interest under the sun essentially is in here. And then you can go and it'll land on demographics. You can go to page likes, and you can say men, women, age, whatever. And it will tell you, what their interests are, what kind of writers they're interested in, the authors they're interested in. Public figures like Marianne Williamson. I actually have a quote on my page from her. It's amazing. And so you can go to their sites and look at the questions they're answering for people and add those questions to your content curator roadmap. So there are so many ways that you can use these tools to build this out. And then anytime you need to create a blog post, you need to create content for your group. Let's say you're doing a speaking engagement. Or one of the coolest things about this is that, if you can come up with some articles or even just an outline of each of these things, you can go to the industry leaders in your niche who have podcasts or people who have complementary podcasts and just say, hey, I have got this huge roadmap full of content. Let me know if any of this looks like something that would be helpful on your show or on your blog. And you can either do guest blogging or whatever in order to get your name out there. And, those types of folks are really almost desperate for people to write content for them because they run out of it because they're doing it so often. And so if you go to them and be like, look, I can do a podcast about any of this, which one is most is going to resonate most with your audience, they're going to love that. So anyways, I hope you guys like this. Again, if this is something that you want, just let me know and I will send you the link and you can start to fill it in yourself. And I hope you all have a very wonderful weekend and God bless.